Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to give you a visual look at the four main parts that I was speaking about with the actual site. Basically what you need in place, or the four main parts that you need to understand and have in place so you make money with Amazon affiliates. And I thought it would be really cool. Yes, I've told you the four main parts, but now I'm going to show you each of them in play. So when you're building your sites, you know what you have to have together, how it should look, how it all works together, and where the traffic and where the money comes from. So I'll go through each of the parts. It should make sense. I won't make it a long video. Again, if you're interested in the actual specifics about exactly how you do this, so how do you write the content, how do you do the SEO, how do you actually get the site set up, even stuff down to hosts and how to get hosting and so on, and everything like that, make sure that you check out Azon Academy below this video, because that is literally goes through everything step by step. The purpose of this video is to tell you with your sites the main foundation. So what it will give you is, once you understand this, these are the areas that people fall down on, okay? Like, and I won't waffle on too much about it, but like the push button systems, article spinners, if you're following my stuff and if you want to make money online with Amazon affiliate sites ranking on Google, in my experience, if you're messing about with push button sites, yes, they're brilliant to the developers of it, because I could say to you, there's a push button site, click that button, you've got an Amazon site, there you go, you're away. And you won't make any money. And anyone that wants to compete in your niche can click a button and be there too. The same with article spinners. You spend so long going through putting in your spinning tags and making sure that you're changing a few words here and there, and it just won't rank. So I'll be explaining all of that now and how to make it easy as well. Okay, so getting straight into it, you can see on your screen portable power generators. This is a site that I've built as a test site, or an example site if you will, just to show how it's done. I've done a number of these throughout the years. I'm also going to be showing you another one which is more built up than this, but what I wanted to do with this video is show you that you don't need a massive site. Really, it does depend on the niche and different things to do with Google and so on. There's no linear way of doing it, i.e. there's no way that you could say you add X amount of pages, you get this specific result, and then you do this. That's not how the business works. That's not how any business works. Again, to qualify that statement, if you think about it in a sales page sort of view, it's like saying you've done a course on copywriting and you're writing a sales page. Therefore, if I send 50 people through to this sales page, 10 of them are going to buy. And that can't possibly be true, because there's lots of different factors. Is the target audience warm? Where's your traffic coming from? Does your sales page, and so on. Okay, so with all of this stuff, I want you to think not in a linear sense. It's about getting the stuff done and getting the results. So all my efforts will be in 2018 to help you do exactly that. Okay, so this is the site. When I was speaking about the four main parts, the first thing I spoke about was the site. You'll see a quick overview of the site. Is it's built on a really, really good theme. This is the Genesis theme from Studio Press. I find them really, really good. The reason I use them personally is because of the coding in the back end that you don't see, that Google does when it's ranking your site. It's all very clean. It gets to the content. If you're using a different theme, questions to ask are, on the back end, is it a clean theme? If you're using a theme with a lot of flash, a lot of moving images, a lot of bells and whistles that make the site look nice, that's not going to work very well for SEO in my experience. If in doubt and you don't want to spend any money, just use one of the ones that come free, pre-installed with WordPress. Okay, they release a theme every year and they're fine to use because they have to stay within, they have to make good themes. Okay, so the site is also set up the way I do it, with all the product reviews as posts and all the keyword content as pages. Okay, again, in Azon Academy, it's beyond the scope of this video. I explain exactly why I do that and why I think you should. But really, if you had a site with just pages or just posts, it wouldn't matter. The key things that I want you to take away from how the site's set up is that the theme's good, the content serves a purpose. So if we look at this first review and click on it, You can see here I've got an introduction, I've got strong call to actions going through to Amazon so you can leave and go through. I've got content so you can navigate around. I've got it split up into, there's my main review, there's the top feature, there's the main features, here's the customer opinion, and here's the verdict with a, in between that I've got a link going through to Amazon. In essence, what it is isn't the best written content in the world, but it does follow a structure, and also when someone is reading through it, it serves a purpose. Here's the thing that I want to impart to you. If you're building your sites, again, article spinners, or you're just going through the motions and just sticking anything up to get the content there, to get your site ranked, the chances are it won't rank. It needs to be like a conversation. It needs to serve a purpose. I.e., this is the easiest way without making the video too long. When I'm writing a review on this power generator, answer this question. What 3 things does the customer want to know about this product to make a buying decision? Okay, you could do 4 or 5, but number 1, will it be powerful enough for like camping out, or you know, like where you're going to take it? Will it power all my devices safely? That would be my first concern. Number 2, is it clean power? Meaning, you know, will it short circuit my devices or anything like that if I plug them in and break them? If you're using your iPad, you plug it in here, will it break it? And number 3 is portable power generator. How portable is it? How heavy is it? Okay, so I've just given 3 quick answers. I'm not saying that that's set in stone and that's what people will look for, but before they even look at the price, they want some certain features from the product. So when I'm writing my review, that's what I focus on. And I've done an introduction, the review with the top feature, quieter than most portable generators, eco mode, parallel connection cable capable, so it can hook up to another one of these to make it powerful, lightweight and powerful, minimal harmonic distortion, which is so it won't short circuit your stuff. And then customer opinion, I looked at the customer opinion on Amazon, and then I gave a verdict and go through. Someone is far more likely to read that content and click through to Amazon, so that works well in the actual you know, when someone lands on the site. And main thing here is it's far more likely to get ranked in Google. Remember, you need to get ranked. That's where the traffic comes from. Okay, so the site, just takeaways from the site: good content. I'll speak briefly about SEO in a second. Good content done properly, okay, no article spun stuff, not trying to game Google. And the number 1 thing before we even get into SEO, written with the customer in mind. With those things, what 3 main things would they want to know? What problem does this product solve? That's how you want to write your content. The next thing I want to look at, which was the second thing I mentioned, was tracking. Really important, and you need to understand this, so I'm going to go through it briefly. Okay, so here we are in Google Webmaster Tools. I recommend having it set up in Stack Counter so you can see the number of visits that you're getting, and Google Webmaster Tools so you can see what people are typing in to find you, where you're ranking, and how many clicks you're getting. Now, the reason I picked a almost brand new site to show you is to show that as long as you have these 4 things in place, you can get faster results. And it doesn't have to take years and that for this stuff to work, but it does need to be done like this. I can't impart that strong enough. I know I keep harping on, but if you want to get results, I want to tell you this is what you need to understand. This you need to understand: 1, how to set up tracking, and how to read it. Okay, so assuming you've got the basics of the site in your head, where you think, right, okay, I understand how to build the site, the next big thing is tracking. Google Webmaster Tools will show me clicks, impressions, and average position, and loads of other stuff, but the main things we'll be dealing with is clicks and impressions. Okay, I can tick up here and see click-through rate, and I can see all the stuff. What I'm looking at first is position. So this green line, let me clear it up for you a little bit. Okay, so I've just got the position. This green line, you need to have that, okay? That shows where my site's ranking. The site, that I'm showing you, the brand new site, is 3 pieces of content on. So I'm not bothered about it ranking #1 on Google. I'm going to show you another site later in this free course that will actually that's far bigger and better rankings, just so you can see the difference. But the reason I wanted to show you this site first is just to show you that you can get going pretty quickly and start getting traffic. You don't need a mammoth site. Okay, this has 3 pieces of content on, and you can see that it's ranking. The positions are staying constant. It's got keywords coming in. This is actually showing me what people are typing in and where they're finding me. So you can see the position. Bear in mind, guys, this is 3 pieces of content, and it's already getting picked up for some good phrases. Best portable power generator, Westinghouse, when, and it's got PX Access is the other one. So it's not only getting picked up for all of the reviews that it's on, but it's also getting picked up for some good keywords as well. This is where the traffic comes from. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. I get a question with, where does the traffic come from? The traffic comes from people typing in search terms into Google and finding your site. You don't need to be ranked #1 to start getting traffic. I'll show you. So this is a site with 3 pieces of content on. Let me click impressions. This is how many people are seeing the site every day. So with 3 pieces of content, I'm still getting 10 on that day, 15 on that day, 6 on that day, 11 on that day, 5 on that day, 9 on that day, and so on. Okay, so it's going, there's people starting to see the site, and you can see here the impressions. 27 people have seen the site, picked up for this phrase. If I then go to clicks, you can see I've had 15 targeted clicks on the site. Now sometimes this runs a little bit behind down here, but you can see the stat here. 15 clicks, 228 people have seen the site, and an average position of 46.3 at the minute with 3 pieces of content on. Now to read your stats, until, and this goes for this site as well, until I've got a good 10, 20, 30 pieces of content that are like this, okay, like this review and like good keyword content, which I'll be showing you as well. Until I've got that on, I don't need to worry too much about what's happening here because the site's too small. But all I look at initially is it indexed? Index status, total index 23. Yes, it's indexed, good. Okay, is it getting crawled by Google? So I go over here, whoops, and I go to crawl stats. And yes, it's getting crawled by Google, and it will continue to do so when I submit content. It's loading fairly quickly as well, so it's all there, and so on. So I've got all the information there that I can see. It's getting crawled, it's getting indexed. When I go to search traffic, I can see, again, starting off here, load up the impressions and load up the position. So all I'm looking at there is it getting ranked? So is this green line solid and giving me positions? It will fluctuate, go up and down, especially with a 3-page site. But you can see here, targeted phrases. I can see what I'm being picked up for. I could also prove and see that people are typing in the product name, because this is getting picked up with views and it's still ranking down on page 6. This is getting picked up and it's still ranking down on page 4. So initially, when you're just starting off with your site, you want to make sure that it's getting indexed. You want to make sure that it's getting this green line is constant, and you want to make sure that people are starting to see the site. And then as this site develops and I add more content and get up to like 20, 30 pieces of content, I'll be looking at the impressions more in depth, which pages and posts are people seeing, and then I'll be making sure that I get a good click-through rate. Okay, I'll be speaking more about that later on, but what I'll be doing is, you can see here the pages, and I can see the most viewed pages, 5 clicks on this, 106 impressions. I can actually then see the most viewed pages on my site and make sure that when people land on them, like this one, it's getting a good click-through rate. Okay, so we've covered the site, we've covered the tracking. I'll just show you stat counter as well. Okay, so this is stat counter again with a 3-page site. It's not going to be rip-roaring stats, but you can see here, look, starting to get picked up. If I go to visitor paths, I'm able to see who's looking at the site, where they're coming from. I'm not using this to view keywords, okay? I'm using it to see how many visits I'm getting. If I want to see keywords, what I'm doing is going to that search console and seeing keywords here, okay? So this is your keywords and all your SEO stuff, and the other stuff is just for numbers to see how your site is growing. Okay, so you've got the site, you've got tracking set up, and then sales come from people like what I've just shown in the Google Webmaster Tools. People are typing in this phrase, and they in fact I can show you. So people are typing in this, when generated 2000, when 2000. This is not me, this is actual people that have typed in these phrases and found the site. This has appeared to them, so you can see they're typing in lots of different phrases, and I'll show you a site that's more established a bit later, so you can see the difference. But even with a 3-page site, you can see it's recording 35 key phrases that I'm picked up for, and people seeing it, okay? This is where the traffic comes from. As I add more content and more keywords and link all the stuff together with good SEO, these positions will improve. As the positions improve, I'll be getting more traffic, and as I get more traffic, we will get sales, because a percentage of that traffic will click through to Amazon. So what we've covered there is the site, the groundings of a great site, tracking and how to use it, and where the sales come from. And then the fourth part is business models, okay? Not to speak too much about this, but remember when I said Flipper, keeping it as a monthly income site or authority site, the business model that I pick will be dependent on how the site does. Maybe this only ranks on page 2 or 3 and a few terms on page 1, so it's a good ticking over site, as I call it. And I'd probably start on another site and keep this ticking over, so it's a good asset that I can sell in the future, or tick it over making $300, $400, $500 a month, okay? If I want to build it up into an authority site and have it making a good income, then I'm going to make sure that it's got all the latest products on it, make sure that it's got a good amount of pages on it, and make sure that the keywords that I'm selecting will go for general terms and ideally get picked up on power generator reviews. With a authority site, you're not going for just a small site here, and I recommend going for an authority site when you've got a site that's starting to tick over well, like one I'll show you later in this course. But just for the purposes of this video, an authority site is when you're starting to see good success and you think, you know what, this is selling. Then you want to put all your efforts in. You look at the products, you look at the key phrases that are bringing the traffic in, and you do more to boost it up in the rankings. Then you've got so you've got your monthly income, you've got authority, and Flipper is really down to you. If you've got a site, if you've got a lot of sites working for you, and you sort of think, you know what, this is making $200, $400, $600 a month, but I don't want to keep it, I want to work on an authority site, or I've got another idea, then you can choose to flip them. I will be talking more about the business models, but as a simple sum to work out why this is worth doing and how much the sites are worth, a site is worth like 10 to 12 times its monthly income. Not in all cases, it does depend on a lot of things. Sometimes it's worth more, sometimes it's worth less, but you could see that a site that's even making $100 a month will easily sell for $1,000 to $1,200. So you've got a huge opportunity here, but here's the thing that I want to impart to you in all of this. Do it this way, okay? I'm not saying my way's the best, but I'm saying there's a lot of stuff out there online with software, article spinners, push button site builders. By all means go and try them. But if you want to make money, if you want to get ranked in Google, they are looking for real content. This isn't going anywhere in terms of real content. I will be speaking more about social media and all that stuff, but you need to understand, if there's one thing you get from this video, understand those 4 main points explicitly, and you will have lots of success online. So I hope that made sense. If you're interested in joining me and literally getting everything that you need to get fast results, all of the hard parts done for you, and literally hit the ground running, check out Azon Academy through the button below, and I will send you all of the details. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers!